You want to go ahead?
Yes. Hi, my name is Ana Armenta. I am the Arizona Racing Commission Secretary. Today is March 21st, 2023. Arizona Racing Special Commission meeting taking place via Google Meet, and I will do the roll call. Chair Coolidge,
Present.
Vice Chair Olson,
Present.
Commissioner French Contreras,
Here.
Commissioner York.
Present.
Thank you. We have a quorum. It is now 2:45 p.m. and the floor is yours, Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll call to order the March 21st, 2023 Arizona Racing Commission special meeting for a single action item of review. It's B1, request to the commission to delegate its authority to appoint and approve stewards to Director Casillas. I've been working with the department on this, specifically citing and addressing ARS 5-106J, specifically to extend the authority not only to appoint, but also approve stewards within the racings. Really, namely because we have a lot of emergency situations that will pop up where a steward might not be approved by the commission as a whole, and without said steward, racing will stop. So again, this conversation and likely action, or not likely, this conversation and action item has been derived from that. Before we move forward with anything on our end, Director Casillas, do you have anything that you'd like to add to that?
Mr. Chairman, everything you said is correct. We run into situations frequently, and just to kind of raise a point, got an email early this morning that Dan Fick will be heading to Kentucky, and Mike Wise has commissioned Pinky to be their steward for the upcoming weekend. Pinky is not on this list for approval. And this just proves the point of why I'm recommending that the commission consider delegating the authority to me as director to appoint and approve on the commission's behalf, as long as I provide the commission with updates of who's been approved going forward. And that's all I have to add, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or comments from my fellow commissioners?
Yes, I have. I'm sorry, I'm on a phone, so I can't raise my hand.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Is this something permanent, temporary?
This would be I guess you would call it a permanent action, yes.
Okay, so this is not an amendment, obviously, since we're not a legislature, to any statute. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out how we have the authority to do it.
I believe we have a assistant attorney general on the line if you're directing them to answer it.
Sure, anybody that can answer it.
I mean,
Mr. Chairman, this is Charles Gruby from the Attorney General's office. I'd be happy to answer that question,
Sure,
although
I'm
duty bound to tell you that you could take this advice in executive session if you wished.
Thank you, sir.
I'm fine with hearing it, unless someone else has an objection. I'm fine with hearing it here.
No objection.
Is that my cue, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Please.
The law of delegation in Arizona is actually a fairly well-established thing. Public bodies have the power to delegate in two different circumstances. One is when they have a statute that specifically says they can delegate some role or function. That's obviously not the case here. The commission lacks a statute granting it the authority to delegate. The other is when the thing to be delegated is a ministerial task rather than one that involves an element of judgment and discretion. Now, we've got a statute here which very clearly set up a two-step process. The director having the power to act, but the requirement of the approval of the commission. So anytime that you're going to take an action that would have the effect of setting aside a clause in a statute, you've got to stop and think about it. I believe, based on my experience with boards and commissions generally and with the Department of Gaming and Racing over the course of, as I remarked to Director Casillas this morning, some 26 years now, that if the commission believes that this is a ministerial task, which is to say somebody needs to take a look at applications on the part of potential stewards and make sure they meet the standard of subsection J, which is a pretty limited one, that person has to be certified as a steward by a national organization approved by the department. If that's in fact a ministerial task, then that is something that can be delegated to the director. I recommend that, as Director Casillas already remarked, that if you decide to so delegate, you require the director to fully report all of those actions to the commission and make it clear that your action is subject to this commission or any future members of the commission withdrawing that delegation at any time. I'm also duty bound to tell you that this is never going to be a perfect fit, and I can't guarantee you that this is a bulletproof solution that will withstand all challenges. But it seems to me that if there's a factual basis and some witnesses prepared to testify that this is truly a ministerial task, and holding it up waiting for a formal commission meeting runs a great risk to the people running racing meets, the public so interested, and of course the horsemen and other real business participants, that it seems to me a position that our office can defend. May I answer any other questions?
Very much appreciated. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Otherwise, Ms. French Contreras.
Yeah, I just, my question is the appeals process. Should the director deny an application, do they then come to us on an appeal?
Mr. Director, can you answer that?
Are you making reference to denial of a steward being appointed?
Correct. What is their recourse if you tell them no and we're not involved?
Well, apparently if they make an application to the department to be employed and they're denied that opportunity for employment, they have the right to, ask why. However, the department's not bound to employ somebody just because they apply.
Okay, so it just falls strictly under the employment guidelines for a government entity then, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I think it's kind of overreach then for us to even be involved. It seems like it'd be a much better and more expedited process if it involved the director and not us.
Well, but then the statute should change. That's not.
Well, that's not up to us. We can delegate this authority, and it sounds like it'd be. I have no issues with it at all.
Yeah, I just don't understand why now. All this, we've been operating with the commission approving these in the past for years. I don't understand why now.
Is
Director, would you, is it something that you would need to report to us? Or what's your thought on the process that might satisfy concerns?
As I mentioned previously, with Mr. Fick leaving town, going to Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
leaves a vacancy for a steward for Rideau this coming weekend. Mike Weiss has employed Pinky to fill in the gap for Saturday and Sunday. She's not on the list. She's not approved by the commission. And it's for matters such as this, or when a regular steward becomes ill or has a family emergency and cannot participate, and we have to contract somebody that has a steward certification but not approved by the commission. If we don't get that approval in place, then we'd have to stop racing, which affects a whole lot of other people involved in the industry.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I mean, we don't necessarily know when you have any other staff brought on board, and unless it comes to our attention through a meeting or whatnot. And I think it's just the fast, smart way to get this done, is to just assign this. I would make a motion, actually, at this point, unless my fellow commissioners have any questions, I would make a motion to delegate the authority to approve stewards to Director Casillas.
Commissioner French Contreras, I did have my hand up only
Go
because I do have some additional questions for legal counsel. And I would like to seek legal advice in executive session if somebody would support the motion.
Second.
Madam Secretary, you want to call the roll there?
Yes, sorry. I have a motion from Commissioner Olson and a second from, I'm sorry, I didn't get who did the second.
Commissioner York.
Okay, Commissioner York. I will do the roll call. Chair Coolidge,
Yes.
Vice Chair Olson,
Yes.
Commissioner French Contreras,
Yes.
Commissioner York.
Yes, as I said earlier, though I'm on a telephone, I need a phone number. Is there one in the meeting notice for the executive session?
Yes.
Okay, great, thanks.
The total of yes. Thank you. That motion passes. It is now 2:58 p.m. and we will move into executive session. Looks like we're all back in attendance. Chair, would you like for me to roll call? Chair Coolidge?
Madam Secretary, go ahead.
Okay. I will do the roll call. Chair Coolidge?
Present.
Chair Vice Olson?
Present.
Commissioner French Contreras?
Here.
Commissioner York? Commissioner York?
Present.
Thank you. We have a
Present.
quorum. Thank you. We have a quorum. It is now 3:11 p.m. and the floor is yours, Chair.
Okay, so we do have a motion that's already been put out. We can pull that one back and discuss, or we can leave it on the floor.
Chairman Coolidge, could I amend my motion?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to amend my motion to still be delegating the authority to appoint and approve the steward to Director Casillas, and add to that the requirement that the appointments be ratified by the commission at their next available meeting after the appointment.
I'll second that.
Thank you. I have a motion by Commissioner French Contreras and a second by Chair Coolidge. I will do the roll. Chair Coolidge?
Yes.
Vice Chair Olson?
Yes.
Commissioner French Contreras?
Yes.
Commissioner York?
Yes.
With a total of 4 yeses, thank you. That motion passes.
With that, I'll hear a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion by French Contreras and a second by Commissioner Olson. Thank you.
Coolidge.
Or Coolidge, sorry. Thank you. The time is 3:13. This meeting has been adjourned.
Thank you.